This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
And we just got finished with the tournament.
Yes.
That you played in.
A couple hours ago, yes.
Yeah. We ended, I was home by 6 p.m.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
I think, I was home a little after 5.
Yep. So, and we actually got kicked out of the parking lot.
After party in the parking lot, and the owners were like, hey, you guys gotta get out of here.
We were out in the parking lot just sitting around like chatting, and the last person that was there comes out and goes, hey, you guys got to leave. I got to go, or I'm leaving now. You guys got to go. And I'm like, we're not inside the building. Like, we're in a parking lot. And we just spent like $1,200 to rent this place.
All
like,
you loiterers.
I know, and I'm like,
oh my gosh, wow. That's ridiculous.
it was weird. First time that's happened before. Like every year I stand out there and talk to everybody. I'm always the last one to leave.
Yeah.
And like I've been out there till like 9 o'clock at night sometimes. No one's ever told me to leave. They're always like,
that's crazy.
Have a good night. We'll see you. You know? So that was weird. That was a bit strange. I didn't quite understand that, but you know, I don't take offense to it. In the same, like in the back of my head, I was like, I kind of want to just go home.
Yeah, right.
I want to go to sleep, you know. But it turned out to be a really good tournament. Whole weekend, we had a doubles on Saturday, and Sunday was, well, today was the singles. So Sunday, yesterday, for those that listen.
Yeah, right.
But went really well. So we filled both days. Well, filled today, which was the sanctioned tournament, and then yesterday was a doubles, and we got about half the field, something like that. Half the field, 30.
Okay.
Something. So we filled about half of it, but still fun. It was really enjoyable.
I know for sure Door County is really busy this weekend with the Fall 50 as well. So I was thinking maybe more people would have came up if they could have gotten rooms earlier.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, it's weird because every year the festivals and things that go on in Door County, just like the weekends keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, you know?
Yeah.
Because I remember like you could roll up the sidewalks after Fall Fest.
Oh, yeah.
And it was it. There was nothing else.
Yep.
And during the weekdays, I mean, the same thing. You could roll up the sidewalks in October.
Yeah.
It was just weekends. It was Pumpkin Patch Fall Fest, and we were done. Now it's like you go all the way through Halloween now. You know, which is, I mean, that's good.
It is.
I'm not going to complain about it, but these like little tournaments that don't, I mean, they bring in, they're big for disc golf.
Right.
But for Door County, they're nothing. You
Sure.
know, like nobody's going to put any onus or, I guess, not onus. I don't even know if that's a word. But any priority on that, you know. So, but it was also beautiful weather, other than the wind.
Other than the wind, yeah.
But beautiful weather. So, not too hot, not too cold, just a little windy.
Yeah.
No rain, which is the good part.
It was, yeah.
This weekend is always like, this is the 8th? I think we were counting. This is the 8th one. That actually did.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah. Because this is what, 2000, yeah. Yeah, it's 8th one. And I think this is the first one we didn't have at least one rain day. Maybe there was one like in like 19.
Last year was nice, I remember. At
it?
least for the singles tournament.
Okay.
There's a year that it snowed, year that it rained. We've always pretty much had wind.
Yep.
I think this might be the first time we've had back-to-back years with pretty. I played in a t-shirt last year. You're like, it was that warm.
Yes.
And I saw a couple of people out there that dared to play in t-shirts today. I mean, it got up to 58. Like the sun kind of finally came out in the second round, but it was chilly early on. And we didn't have frost in the morning, which was nice too. So we could get out right away.
We had like an hour delay one year because of the frost.
Yeah.
We had to wait for the frost to come out of the golf course. Yeah. So, but really good. So thanks to Mike Harrington with Disc Golf Experience and obviously Door Disc. And, you know, there was bees, refreshments.
It's funny because I saw all the bags, like someone carrying them in at one point. Who is this?
So bees is Caden's spouse's dad's work or dad's place of business.
Got it. Okay.
And they do they're like the snack vendors for like Schneider and big office buildings and things like that.
Right
so
on.
they kind of do all that stuff, like concessions.
Because I know
there.
Taylor kind of like traveled to like do stuff for her dad's company and all that. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's it. And, you know, they do big like Kind of like trying to think of a company that does it. That people like big company, national. I don't know, but they basically go into big like if Apple had a like a little C-store or something like that, they would fill the C-store. They keep stocking and filling and operating the C-stores, like that type of stuff.
That's cool.
So that's kind of what they do. So it's pretty neat though. But yeah, we appreciate them. And then Thermotronics stepped up again and Title sponsored it. And so they did a good job. So, but it was fun. I'm glad everybody came out. So next year, same time, same place. Maybe not the exact same time, but same place.
Yeah.
So we confirmed it again. So it sounds like everything's A-okay with Jack and the Orchards and Kim. So they're completely fine with having us back again. So
cool.
Yeah. So happy-go-lucky. Let's talk Pro Tour Championships. We'll talk about 80 players making moves, potentially.
Right.
Then we're going to talk manufacturers again. I want to bring this one at a time.
Okay.
So let's talk Pro Tour Championships first.
Seems like it's been a while.
Yes, it has. It has. It's only been a week.
Right.
But so Pro Tour Championships was actually got to watch quite a bit of it. Kept up on FPO side. And then got to watch the final round of MPO.
Okay.
Well, not live, but I got to watch it.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. Like, it's kind of, I liked watching Gannon and Ricky go back and forth, but also just the emotion that was in the round there. And it was really, really enjoyable. Really enjoyable. Now, I wish it wasn't the same course 2 weeks in a row, essentially. Kind of bugged me. Well, not the same course. We saw the same course twice at that point.
Yeah.
No. And yeah, well, it was 2 weeks in a row, wasn't it? USDGC and then.
Well, no, Nevin.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
So it was Winthrop and then
yeah.
Yeah.
But I was excited to see how it went down. I was excited to see the format. The format was good. I think it's the best format they've had so far. But catching up on some of the media, people are still pissed off about the format. And they think that, of course, Gannon's going to win. Like, no, Ricky had the lead going into the final round.
Yeah.
So there was no advantage to Gannon other than the first day, right? Because he was a tour points leader.
Yep. So you had the stroke lead on. Yeah.
So it's just like, can we all step back and remember the seeding one that we had? Where everybody was in like a division.
Yeah, it was kind of like bracketed out. Like you had the lower bracket, like the top four was a card, like that kind of situation.
And that was the Nathan Queen year, right? That they won where everybody came from a separate.
Yeah, Eric Oakley made a move, I think, that year as well. Like he was on one of the lower cards and I think moved up. Like I remember him hitting some big shots.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nathan Queen was like, I forgot what he's ranked, like 28th or like he was like bottom card. And came
I think he made it was like Monday qualifier or like he played into it.
Yeah,
because he played the most that week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Macbeth was on the card.
Because I remember Macbeth talking to Queen like through the round, like
yes,
yeah.
And then wasn't Gibby where he was hitting these huge? Yeah, so Gibson was on that card too, and he was hitting the huge putts towards the end. Remember?
Yes,
he was just hitting these out of nowhere, just like 120 footers. He hit like 3 of them in the last 5 holes. Like throw-ins essentially, and then
I think Yuli was caddying for him.
Yes, yeah, because that was Yuli when he had his like shoulder injury or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
And then who was the fourth on that? Was it No, it wasn't Oakley.
No, it wasn't.
I can't remember who the fourth was. It was all pretty big names. Was it? No, Sexton was. No. But anyways, that was the first year. So the format of that whole thing sucked because it was a knockout, basically. Everybody had their own bracket that they were playing on. And we lost a lot of big names in that one. Just simply because they just happened to lose, or we got these guys that have already played 2 rounds. They're all fresh on it, and they're coming off of that seeding situation.
Yeah.
And they would step in and get blown up because they didn't have the experience on the course. And then the following year, what was the thing they did?
It was Adam Hammes.
It was Hammes, yeah.
Yep. He is Queen, Gibson, Macbeth, and Hammes. Yep.
Yeah, okay. And then the next year, they did the reset the scores.
Yes.
So they went straight up head play, but after every round, they reset the scores.
Yep.
So you were starting anew every round. And then the bottom 40% got knocked off every time. Wasn't that how it was?
Yep.
And then this year, they finally just did it. Hey, you get your advantage by the tour points, and then you just play. You keep your score, and you just go.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, both the tour point leaders won.
Yeah.
Which is good because they had their advantage going into it.
Yeah.
But did Gannon ever lose the lead? I don't think she did.
Missy Gannon?
Yeah.
No, I thought Kristen was ahead.
Oh, she was ahead by 2 at one point.
Yeah.
Okay. So both of them lost the lead
Mm-hmm.
and then came back and won.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that they didn't have a chance or other people didn't have the chance.
Right.
I mean,
right.
maybe the bottom half of the field never had a chance. But so they lost the lead at one point. And I mean, that's awesome. Like, I thought the format was good. I think it could be better, but it's the best we've seen so far.
True, it is.
It's the best we've seen so far.
And to be fair, with the stroke advantages, it should be that way. You should have an advantage if you're the tour leader, or like the top.
Agreed.
However many people.
Agreed. And I guess there's always going to be squeaky hinges. People are always going to not like something. I think the big thing that I've kind of come to is you got to look at it and say, this is the best of the options that we have.
Yeah.
Why not run with it? And there's only one other way to give out that much money. By the end of the year, you get the rankings of the points.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They get the money.
Right.
And then you don't have a tournament. You don't have any way to, and I don't know if I see that that's a good option either because it's one more tournament that we can watch.
Yep. Exactly.
But huge money, and Gannon Burr goes over $200,000 in wins in 1 year.
Yeah, was it 211,000? That's insane.
Insane amount of money. And he is pretty young dude. Mm-hmm. Probably a pretty tasty contract.
Yeah.
And he just made $200,000 winning.
Yep.
What is he doing with that money?
Legos. Lego bricks.
Legos. All right.
I don't know. That's a good
Lego.
question. Like, just save that money for a house or...
Right.
I do know he loves Lego.
That's awesome for him. He's got like the Empire State Building.
Maybe he'll buy his own ride.
Oh, because he has been bumming rides, hasn't he?
Yes.
Does he have a license yet?
I thought Isaac said that he has a license. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Mm-hmm. But I think Isaac has mentioned when they've been riding together that he might have driven. But I'm not positive.
Why doesn't he buy the Pimpalicious ride and let others drive it?
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's a good idea. They should, I mean, I know they're driving vans or whatever and getting Airbnbs, but you think they could get a sweet RV.
Right.
Or like tour bus.
For a couple $100,000?
Yeah.
For sure. And they could have like TVs on the outside. They could be the place to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
But haven't you noticed most of the tour players are going away from big RVs?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I remember that was like you'd see these big RVs pull up. You'd be like, dude, that's awesome. Now.
Even now, with people winning the amount of money there, they still have the vans, but they're staying in, like, shacking up with people. Mm-hmm. Like, just getting for better lifestyle. Like, you don't want to, like, traveling between places, having that bed in the back of their van is great, and like having everything with you. but there's comfort of having like a nice bed and a great shower, like not having to stop at a Planet Fitness and like hose yourself off.
Or waiting for a number in a truck stop.
Yeah, right.
Number 43, your shower is ready. Man, although I honestly think I'd thoroughly enjoy that for a very short period of time. Like, give me a year.
Yeah.
I'd thoroughly enjoy that for a year. Not much longer than that.
Right.
Though. Not much longer than that.
Or you can be like Simon and just like fly in.
Fly in,
fly out.
Yeah. I would do that. I mean, that if there was any way that I would tour, that would probably be the way that I would do it.
Like you just get somebody to pick you up at the airport or whatever and be like, yep, we're staying with here, and then I'm out at the end of the weekend.
Yep. Yeah, I like that. And was it... No, that was USDGC. I was going to say Gibson plays pretty well, too. He was not in the... He wasn't in the championship, was he?
No, he wasn't.
No. It was... But in the USDGC, he actually played qualifier, made it, ended up finishing 8th or 10th?
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
I don't know if we talked about that or not, but that's impressive.
Because he really wasn't... Never really saw him much on tour. Like, I don't know if he was injured for part of it. I think it's what it was. Well, did you see the other news about him?
No.
He's having a baby with his...
I did hear that,
his girlfriend or whatever.
Yes, I did hear about that.
I think that was... They came up with some news of that end of last week.
Good for them.
Yeah, interesting. There's some people who are like, Satan. Because, he does get a lot of...
Oh, he gets...
So, like, it's going to be the spot.
He has a bro mentality. He had or has, I don't know what it is. Like I haven't had any personal experience with him,
right?
Except for that one time, and he has a bro mentality, But the one thing you can count on Drew Gibson is he's honest,
yeah,
and you'll always know where he stands on things.
Yes,
he doesn't hide it. He doesn't hide it. Like he's very, and I think. For the most part, they're good. It's like good value. His opinions have good value. It's just he comes across as kind of whiny a bit sometimes. But I think his heart is always in the right place. But I think it just for some reason he rubs people the wrong way. I'm not sure why, but I think it's the bro thing.
I think so. That's part of it.
Yeah,
I think he's just kind of brash in the way he does things.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Pro Tour Championship, Gannon and
Missy.
Gannon.
Gannon and Gannon.
Gannon and Gannon. Another episode of Gannon and Gannon.
I know. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I was just looking at pictures and not to speak on trophies, but they were kind of weak. Because I don't know
the championship trophies.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. It was whenever Barbasol's first year sponsoring, so it might have been the last year.
No, 2 years ago.
2 years. Okay, They had the huge trophies. It was like half the size of one of the players, and I don't know if it was meant to be like a barbershop pole or whatever. It looked like two cones, kind of like with each other.
What was that? Like, man. That was the one where Gannon Burr put the shaving cream on his face when he did the interview.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
And so, and Missy got sprayed with shaving cream at the end of this one and everything. And but.
It's cool. Barbasol is like, they're dedicated. They're in it. And I think they've renewed again for one more year as a partner, which is great.
And Land's End was a sponsor at one point during the year. We talked about this before. Johnsonville was a sponsor, but they've kind of fallen off, it seems like. And there's some other people around that have been doing things. So,
but that's good. That's good.
But
Barbasol has re-upped, which is great.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. All right. So let's talk about 80 players. So we have 80 player contracts.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And this is touring pro players. So it's about 140 touring pros, right? Roughly.
Give or take.
80 of them, their contracts are up this year. I'll put a pause on that.
Yeah.
Put a pin. We're coming back to it.
Yeah.
Manufacturers.
Okay.
We've talked about this already.
We have.
They are dropping people, like employees.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to drop the source, but I can't remember if it came from the source. So I have heard, and I don't know if it came from a podcast or if it came from a source. I can't remember who I heard it from. That there is a manufacturer that sent out a letter to all of their players that said, we're going to be into contracts. Like, there's going to be big changes to contracts this year. And I don't know if it was from the person I was talking to or if I overheard it, and I just mix them up. The manufacturer, I know who it was. I'm not going to say it yet. Maybe not even this episode. And it's some of the same manufacturers I've heard of dropping people. Do you think that with those 80 contracts coming up, will those players find new manufacturers to go to? Or get new offers from manufacturers?
Well, I would think they would.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't. I'll say this. I think it depends who the player probably is. So, but I would think more than likely they would get picked up.
You think so?
Yeah.
See, I think manufacturers are going to have to make a hard decision and really focus on top tier players.
No, I think they would probably. I mean, it's going to be a tier system, right? Like, they're going to assess talent, like, think of what they can do for them, social media wise, all, branding, all that stuff. So, obviously, top tier talent's going to get this much money. It all depends on what a pro really thinks that they're worth, I guess, and how much of a pay cut or whatever they're willing to take. They're
gonna have to be willing to take a pay cut.
Oh yeah.
I think inevitably these 80 players that contracts are coming up, maybe 10 of them won't get what they want. And I think there's going to be a huge divide between what they have gotten and what their expectation is compared to what's going to be offered. I think there's going to be a big divide between those two.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Because there's just plain and simple, money is not in disc golf right now.
It isn't. And it's funny that we're talking about this right now because I was talking to Scott Halverson today, and we were talking about how the tournament took a long time to fill up.
It did.
And like this week, it was sitting at like 50 some people for the longest time, and all of a sudden, I think Thursday was the deadline, and I was like, oh man, there's only like 70 people like that. But I think Mike ended up extending.
Yeah, just by a couple days, he extended the
Yeah, so it ended up filling up, but I was just like. We were just talking. I was like, I think just like, money overall, like people have just lost interest. So money's going down that way. Or it's like, it didn't fill up because people are waiting on payday.
Yeah.
or something, too.
Well,
and
it's always been a fair weather tournament. Always been a fair, because it's right at the fringe of the season.
It is.
It's always a fair weather tournament. But I don't know if I've ever, with the exception of probably the guys today, I don't know if I've ever had anybody say that they won't come back. I mean, I've had people that are like, I just don't like golf courses. That's fine.
Yeah.
But everybody loves it because it truly is. There's no other experience like it in Wisconsin. Maybe Camelot.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Right.
That's it. I mean, it is one of the nicest golf courses in Door County.
It is. Yeah.
And then you put disc golf on it, and we're not used to playing on stuff like that.
No.
You give them carts, beautiful clubhouse, and this clubhouse, like, they love having you there.
They gave us lunch.
Give you lunch. Yeah.
I mean, we had to pay for it, but
yeah. But it's there. Like, they're catering to disc golf, and it's only disc golfers there.
Yep. Well, I think they put,
on the front nine, they put
some golfers. Yeah.
But, for the most part, it's our course. At least that back nine for sure.
Yep.
We pay for it. It better be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
But it's a great experience, and Mike does a fantastic job with running it every year. It's pretty seamless and easy. Player packs are always good. So I don't know. I think it's a fair weather thing. I really do. I think it's like that's right on the fringe of it being just disgusting and I don't want to play. And it's towards the end of the season. People are just kind of getting ready to pack up their bags.
Yeah.
And put them away for the winter. I don't know. Just my thought.
I'm curious about this. So back to the manufacturing thing.
Yeah.
With them talking about, we talked about Anthony leaving your DVD, our last episode, last episode. It's just like, how close are some of these companies to just done. It's scary. You just never know.
Yeah. It's funny you bring up DD. I heard some interesting things that people are, and I can't put it all together because DD is not a standalone company. So I'm not sure I give much credit to the conversation. I mean, to the statement, but maybe because this person is much more well connected than I am in disc golf. And he thinks or has heard grumblings that DD's going out of business.
Oh, wow.
But how? So the reason why I say this is because they are the distribution center for House of Discs.
Right. Yeah.
In the United States. Sole distribution center for House of Discs. I mean, it's Infinite does some distribution for them, but they buy from DD's warehouse in Emporia. And if House of Discs owns all 5 brands, if DD goes out, either they're just stopping a brand because there's no following behind it, like Westside. Yeah. But you would think Westside would go before DD would.
Yeah.
And maybe Latitude would be the last one to stay. But you also have Castoplast. Like, I would say you'd have Westside, Castoplast gone before you would see DD leave out of the 5.
Yeah, that's hard because I feel like Castoplast has a pretty big European following.
Dude, okay.
I think.
Yeah, well, and Lat 64 is is Europe, you know.
Yep.
And they have Discmania as well. Yeah, it's I don't know. I just don't see how a brand can just go out of business.
I don't either, but it's maybe one of those things where House of Discs just doesn't want to allocate funds and take away from the other companies when they're thriving, and you can't be like, well, we have to write the whole cut off a limb just to spite the rest of your.
But what are you going to do with distribution?
I mean, you can still you can still have employees there doing distribution at a warehouse. You're just going to say it's a House of Discs warehouse and just cut off ties with the brand. Yeah.
So when we're talking about killing the brand, DD, if that happens,
if that would happen,
would you just drop all the fanfare, all the, because that is Emporia is DD.
Yeah, it is.
So would you just drop?
To talk about this after a second. Yeah, keep going with your thought.
Would you drop the fanfare and just use that as just a distribution warehouse?
I think you could.
And kind of minimize the staff that's in there?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess assuming that's what
I mean, you'd have to have your basic, like on-site managers and everything, people taking calls and all that. But as far as marketing or anything else, just out the window.
And that makes sense when all of the disc golfers they brought back to put in charge, Rusko wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
They brought Lat 64 back, the head of Lat 64, Discmania. And I don't know who the third person was.
I don't remember who it was either.
Maybe there's some tie to Westside there or something like that.
Could be.
But if DD goes out, Westside goes out because DD owns portion of Westside.
Yeah, but so does Lat.
Yeah, so I guess Lat could absorb Westside, but that seems strange to me because that's the only American branch of that company.
Yeah.
Man, I think it'd be a bad choice.
Because even though Discmania has warehouses and things in Colorado, it's still UC still pretty much started as a European.
Yeah. It was a European company. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the Colorado warehouse is no longer.
Oh, really?
I'm 99.9% sure.
Okay.
Because I chatted with Dana Vici and he said that, so he's still in Illinois, of course, but he said, that everything's right out of Emporia. There's nothing outside of Emporia now.
I didn't know that.
For all 5 brands.
Dang.
So.
Because I remember seeing Gavin Babcock and Alden when they first, when Alden first signed with Discmania, they did a kind of like a thing where like, okay, we're going to the warehouse, like check out discs. So, that's interesting.
And it was a Colorado warehouse?
Yeah.
So this happened this year.
Okay.
When they brought everything over.
Interesting.
So, because there was a small period where it was hard to get Discmania, and it was because they were moving.
Okay.
They were pushing everything
Yeah,
with DD.
actually that does kind of sound right. Okay.
So there you go. All right, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I saw a Facebook or Instagram post that DDO is now going back to glass blown open.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just you mentioning Emporia before, and I was like, huh, that's pretty interesting. Because like,
Is Eric taking it back over?
I don't know, because like Jackie that worked at the DD store, she took over as the TD of the tournament when
Bjerkes left.
well, yeah, when Doug left.
Yeah.
And it was a whiteboard, and she crossed out DDO. There's something else with it, as far as like marketing and something else, but she wrote down GBO instead of DDO. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why they're deciding to go back that route instead of.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Why would you spend all that marketing money? Are they no longer on the tour?
Yeah, I don't think
DDO is.
I don't think it's going to be
anymore?
part of the tour.
Huh.
I really wish.
That will suck for Rusko because he put all that money into Champions Landing
Yes.
on the Emporia Country Club.
Let me think if I can bring this back up. Okay, so. Oops, sorry for the music. But yeah, like, this is her, basically, she wrote it out. And then up top, there's something about college. So they're, like, trying to get into, like, the college big tournament. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and it's back to this normal time. It's back to April 25th and to the 7th, the
Yeah.
end of April.
Right.
Because it was always the last weekend in April.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So I don't know.
It must not be a tour stop anymore. Or they're bringing back GBO as an amateur.
Okay, then somebody in the comments looks like Casey Wide Open is taking the DDO slot.
Oh.
Yeah. And then Disc Media commented, "We're thrilled to get back to our festival style event." Yeah, I don't know.
But that was GBO. GBO was a great event. I mean, I
Yeah.
would assume like the way I mean, that was the place everybody wanted to go. It was the largest event there was.
So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
awesome.
if it was someone commented, "Oh, it looks like we're losing money because it was changed from GBO to DDO." I don't know if that's true, but they definitely lost a lot of money not having the fans there
Sure enough.
at the same time. So
Yeah.
and there was talks of them actually. I think it was going to start back up where AMs and pros were going to be there at the same
year.
time and
Yeah.
do back with the whole market on the street and after party and all that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, and taking dynamic discs off of the name kind of jives with what we were just talking about and what I was told.
Right.
Bring it back to GBO rather than dynamic discs open. Because I mean, they have bags and flyers and banners and graphics and all these things that are DDO.
Yeah.
Why would they just abandon those?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's a lot of dollars.
It
I mean,
is.
the amount of flags and stuff that they have up that are all DDO. I would assume there's a ton of stuff that's branded DDO.
Oh, I would agree.
Like all the like course setup and all that, like, and the flags coming in, the feather banner is like, which is a lot of money worth of. But I guess they probably still have the GBO stuff too.
True. Yeah, that's got to be stashed away somewhere in a warehouse that, hey, let's go back and find all that stuff.
Go dust that stuff off.
I just want to look something else up because I thought.
Well, that's sad but awesome. They're bringing back GBO. Mm-hmm. They're bringing back GBO. So I know it was a big disappointment when GBO went away. All right, so let's continue to loop on the 80 players
Okay.
that are contract.
Yeah.
Where do you see the manufacturer that has the biggest cap room and needs somebody?
Okay. I know MVP has probably a pretty big amount of cap room. I think I mentioned this before. But they have Silva. Sarah Holcomb's aging. I feel like they just need to bring someone in a little younger. Like, still had a great year in Europe. And she played pretty decent over here when she was here. She had that stretch, like, right in the beginning of the tour, kind of rough. And then she played pretty well. And then once she got back over to Europe, had, like, the really awesome stretch. And then she came back over here and played decent. I feel like if they could just add another FPO player, they'd be pretty solid.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. But who do you think? I mean, because I feel
they
like
have Madison Walker as well.
Yeah, they do. Well,
but I mean, she didn't make a lead card this year. I mean, you saw her here and there, and like she played decent.
Yeah,
I would say.
And I know that was her first year because she was with Innova for a long time, right? Wasn't it Innova she was with for a long time? Oh no, Gate.
No, yeah, she was Innova, and then she took a year off of touring.
That's right.
And then she got a sponsorship. I think this all happened kind of around COVID. She got a sponsorship with like some really obscure manufacturer that was making discs for like disc dyeing.
Yes.
And then she signed with MVP.
Yeah, wasn't it like Rose Disc or Rise Disc or
something like that?
Yeah, I remember it. And then the company doesn't exist anymore.
No,
from what I understand.
Yeah, because her and Erica Stinchcomb, because Erica took time off as well. I think they're just kind of roaming around during COVID time, and then they,
I don't think she does anything for MVP. You know, unfortunately, I don't think she moves a needle one way or the other.
Yeah,
I don't think she costs anything, but I don't think she does anything for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think she might. I mean, she brings value because of the Two Hot Geese and being on Jomez. I think that's good for them. Good for MVP that you at least see her and hear her that way. But on the course, yeah.
And I don't think she's hot enough as a personality. Like I said, I don't think I don't think she's a burden to the company for sure.
Right.
Discraft seems to have kind of everybody locked up for the most part, but there are a few people like Holland Hanley, and quite a few others actually, but their contracts are coming up.
Yeah.
Do you think that they will pay Holland Hanley what she is probably worth, or do you think she moves on?
That's tough to say because I feel like Discraft would probably value her pretty highly. I mean, being second in Pro Tour standings behind Missy.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
And she put, 2 wins this year? And then, I mean, just every year she's getting better and better and better.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's not a personality, you know, as much as we like Holland. Like, she doesn't stand out as a likable character. You know, one of those people you want to root for, like the Simons or the...
I mean, I mean, I like rooting for her.
I think both you and I do, for sure. And I think we have for a long time. But the masses, you know, you talk about like, she kind of has a Gannon vibe, just a little awkward, little weird, little different from the disc golf crowd.
I can see that.
Like a Macbeth vibe. Like the reason Macbeth is so popular is because of the dominance. It's not his move or his mentality. I feel that that's who we have on Holland's side.
Okay.
In my opinion. She's kind of those vibes.
Yeah.
Kind of just a bit different vibe.
Right.
So is she the personality that can go into MVP and be that headliner?
Possibly. Yeah. I mean, because going into MVP, you already have big personalities like Eagle and Simon. Like James is there, but like James, I kind of see the same as Holland. Like you don't hear much from him too often. He kind of lets his game do the talking. I know Holland's pretty active on social media.
Yes.
But like this year, it was like kind of the same thing. Like she kind of let her game do the talking more than she was. So
Yep. Yeah, and that's a lot more what I mean about like Paul and you know, that's what I mean by that. Like it really is her play. You know, and she doesn't have those eloquent recaps like Kristen Tatar. like Tatar.
I know, but Kristen's got somebody writing those for her. You know,
for sure.
So, like she's got the media team behind her now with all that other stuff. So she's got writers that write it.
Yeah,
all that.
But it happens and it's done very well. You know.
Well, yeah,
and people love listening to them.
I'm going to flip that because I think her recaps and things now way less personal than when she was doing it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. There's something about them that it reads very scripted and
it's very proper.
It is.
Very proper.
And maybe that's a way that she's not able to articulate in English very well. When she used to, it was like kind of broken up a little bit, but you felt like she was the one writing it, whereas now it's all this, or a lot of her posts are pushing products now. And I get it because she's brand, like she just had one on social, you know, that was her like, okay, here's my skincare routine, or it's her like behind the seat of her Porsche. And you know,
I am kind of tired of seeing the Porsche. Like,
yeah, I get it.
Like that's awesome.
It's huge. You know, it is, but it's like, what average disc golfer is going to have a chance to do that type of thing?
Right.
Like,
Paul.
Oh yeah, Mr. McLaren.
Yeah, Mr. McLaren. Yeah. So Holland is the one that I'm most excited to see where she's going to go, if she goes anywhere. And I think it was a brilliant move if she was the one that chose 1 year, because
I'm pretty sure she was the one that chose it. Yeah.
Yeah, because she made a big move there. If the rumors about Dee aren't real, I feel like Dee is in desperate need.
She won't go back.
Of an FPO player.
I don't think she would go back.
I don't think she will either. Well, no, I mean, they didn't treat her wrong.
No, they didn't, but
you don't think they give her the price she wants and go back to Dee?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Huh. And then you look at, I'm trying to think of some other.
I can see Disc maybe would reach out to Holland because her and Elle are pretty decent friends.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's hard now because we have 5 of the larger companies and they're all the same company.
Yeah.
So speculating between those 5 companies, like it's all the same
pocket.
Like
you could just say, here's what's up. We're going to offer you a contract. And then we're going to throw you under somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. This is the money. Choose your discs.
Yeah, pretty much. Or it's like, you know, they give you like a wheel, spin the arrow, and like that's who you end up.
Exactly. This is the tournament you're representing. Yeah. Why wouldn't House of Disc do that? Just bring a star in to represent whatever disc they want, and they can choose their bag.
That'd be smart.
I think it'd be awesome. It'd be kind of an open bag within the 5 companies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That'd be great because then you could see like you get the cream of the crop and the pick of the litter of all these molds.
Because Trilogy was doing that. Trilogy's like, yeah, just lat.
Pick one of the 3.
Yeah, pick one of the 3, and then you could just throw them.
And now you got Discmania and Castoplast in there. Like,
there's one other company I thought too.
No, I think it's. I don't want to speak out of turn. Maybe that's true.
I don't know. Well, maybe I'm thinking. I thought there was another one.
I think it's just those 5.
Okay.
Maybe there's like a internet company like MVP. Like
maybe.
But what's MVP's internet company? eBay company called?
Oh, I don't know.
They have that. That's the 4th company.
Oh shoot! Yeah. Because I have discs from them. Dang it.
Yeah, they're
on Amazon. I know for sure.
It's the Amazon company. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there any other person that's up that you can think of that you're really interested to see where they're going? Well, Robinson.
The Robinsons. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's another company that I will be surprised if they continue to survive.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that last time.
Prodigy is one that I just can't. And, this is no offense to Prodigy. They're trying to do what they can to make things right. But
true.
I have gotten so many phone calls, and now Matt is getting phone calls left and right from their reps trying to get their old discs back.
Really?
And trade out for the new stuff.
Well, it's funny because going through discs at the end of the tournament, I was actually surprised to see there's a couple Prodigy discs in the bins. It's like, I thought you guys got rid of them.
We're really trying to. It was funny because we were like, I don't remember who said it, but we were talking about Prodigy, and We were talking about, man, that's what mystery boxes are great for.
Yeah, right.
And then the person said, I don't know who said it. And I go, does the white chalky stuff, is it contagious to other discs? Like, and
they should, I don't know what it is, but like take all that white chalky stuff and start putting it into sports acts.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's some disc golf.
Do you want to know the solution to the white chocolate stuff?
What's that?
Olive oil.
Oh,
That is a legitimate thing that people say you should do to white chalky prodigy discs is just a little bit of olive oil on them. And I go, folks, the reason why people like the chalky, and it was very few people, is because it's tacky.
Yeah, true.
And now you're going to put olive oil.
Yeah.
One of the most slippery substances
Yeah.
on a disc. And you think that's going to be better?
I have Innova discs that are chalky from sitting in my bins.
Really?
Yeah, a couple.
How old? And what plastic are they?
C. Or, not C, but Champion. Yeah.
Really?
Same, yeah, like color glow.
I've never seen. I have hundreds.
I'm pretty.
I don't know if I've ever seen.
I know for sure. Well, maybe I know for sure. Discmania.
Okay.
I have. Maybe not. But yeah, like if I go into like my bins with discs that I haven't thrown in a while, I'll pick up a color glow something or other. I'm like, it's got a little bit.
Color glow.
Yeah, I think. Like my Royal Rages for sure. Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. I've never seen chalky dust on any other disc. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll have to look through my stuff, but I don't know if I have a lot of old. I mean, I have some of the old FDs, but they're all C-line FDs.
Okay.
I don't know if I have any color glow. Well, no, some of the what were they called? The color glow FDs. What were those? I loved them. I think I have a couple of them still down
not
there.
Not the Night Strikes.
Night Strikes.
Yeah.
I have Night Strike 2 and 3s down there. Right, there was a 3.
Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah. I don't have the 1 anymore. I had 1 and I lost it. It's so sad. I forgot about the Night Strikes. I should grab some of those, throw them in my bag.
I almost threw one today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't know if today's wind would have been the greatest for a Night Strike.
No, it wasn't.
No.
So
yeah. I was playing Shorewood. Have I talked about this yet?
Oh,
Playing
no.
Shorewood?
No.
Okay. So we'll because we're getting long on time. So
yeah, whatever.
I'll go over Shore. Yeah, exactly. I'll go over Shorewood.
We're not like tour life going on 3 hours.
Yeah,
anything,
no. I haven't. Have they started going that long?
There was an episode recently. Yeah, I listened to an episode one day where it was 3 hours, and then they had an episode that had Kristen, I think Gannon, Missy, and someone else. And it was 190 minutes. Is that? It was somewhere along those lines.
Oh my goodness!
Yes,
that is crazy.
Yes.
Wow. I did not listen to that one. That's for sure.
3 hours and 14 minutes. Can you imagine sitting?
Calvin and Ricky too.
Yeah. Can you imagine sitting like? I barely make it through hour-long programs anymore. Sitting watching YouTube for 3 hours, the same thing. I don't know.
If I can't just have it on in the background while I'm playing or doing something or working, I'm not listening to it. I'm not going to devote time sitting down and just watching a YouTube show like that. Well, that long.
Right.
That long.
I feel like I'd have to break it up. Like I can only take so long of this, come back to it another time.
Yeah. No, I got an attention deficit. That is like my child's. Like if I'm 10 minutes on a show, it's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
If not, I'm trying to find something else, What was I talking about before?
Shorewood.
Oh, Shorewood. So yeah, when we played Shorewood, and I brought that up because we brought FDs and I left an FD in a pond. But it was a new S-line FD. And I threw it. And so I'm at this point, I don't play enough to know my power and like my release points and stuff anymore. So I'm throwing stuff like I don't have power. And then all of a sudden I'll just connect with something.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden my form is there and I'm like, oops. And then my FD is like rolling over into the abyss. And that was kind of what happened. We were on, I'm trying to think of what hole it is. Reminiscent but it's all right side OB water.
Okay.
And then it's kind of like almost an island. It's not an island, but it's kind of an island.
Yeah.
But I'd put my FD out on hyzer, S-line FD out on hyzer, and I've been throwing it basically up to that point. I think it was 3 holes, and I had thrown it a couple times already. And I put it out on hyzer, and it just stands up and just slowly rolls over. And it was nose up, which was a good thing for this throw anyways, because if not, it would have just kept rolling over if it was nose down.
Okay.
And it would have been just gone forever. But yeah, it just stood up, rolled over, and then it stalled because of the nose up, and then just kind of came right back. And it was only like 3 or 4 feet away from the edge of the water. But it is deep, like seaweed.
Really?
Moss. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. So I was just like, I'm good. I got a lot of FDs, and that's a new one. I don't care about it. Like, that's fine. I can replace that one pretty easy. But the only FD I had left in my bag is my yellow second run.
Okay.
So not really an FD, but
yeah,
it's beat up enough now that it's pretty much an FD again. But yeah. So, but okay. Overall thoughts on the course. One of the better courses in Wisconsin. I would put it in my 2 handfuls of best courses, like probably top 10-ish, somewhere around it in that, those realms. It is reminiscent of Vegas,
okay,
the way they play the golf course where it goes across fairways and uses the little trees it has. That's what I mean by reminiscent of Vegas. But outside of that, like all reachable, drivable holes. We played long to short, so long tee pads to short baskets.
Okay.
And they have long and short tee pads, long and short basket placements. But all really good, well designed, thought out. It's not a bunch of the same shots. Kale used a lot of the existing trees and fairways as well as he possibly could. Mm-hmm. And I think there are some really good holes, and I think it is going to be an even better course in a year's time once it's played in.
Yeah.
Because there's still some areas where you're like this is an impossible shot.
Yeah.
Because of branches or whatever it may be. But over time, those things will start to come down. They'll start to get beat in. They'll start to get to walked in. These fairways will open up just a little bit. But man, it is a good course. It's a really, really good course. Matt and I went out and played. So the first time I played it, 2 bogeys, ended up 4 under.
Okay.
So not horrible.
No.
Not horrible. And I would not say I have any distance right now. I'm maybe maxing out at about 350.
Uh-huh.
So, that's a pretty average throw at this point. So it's good for anybody that wants to play.
Nice.
And it's free.
Yeah.
They do have a donation box up there.
Okay.
But it is free. You can go on there, and the only time it's off is if there's cross-country meets or some sort of festival or something going on.
Sure.
So, but for the most part, it's open, ready to go.
Nice.
So,
that's cool.
yeah. So Shorewood, good course. University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, Shorewood. It's a great course. And it's a Kale LaVisca designed course. So
Adam Hammis just went and played it.
he did in a whiteout helmet.
In a what?
In a whiteout helmet. The whiteout Packer
Are you
helmet.
serious?
Yes. Yeah.
That's funny.
I think he has it on his YouTube channel.
Okay.
But he dropped a bunch of discs on people's cars.
I saw a post about that. Or somebody in the Green Bay disc golf group was like, "Hey, somebody left it."
Yeah.
Like, it was Adam Hammis.
Yep. He put it in his stories.
That's cool.
He is in Green Bay now, and I think he's going to be here for the entire winter.
Oh, wow.
So it sounds like he's going to stay, because I guess his girlfriend is either at UWGB or
St. Norbert's or something.
Yeah, one of
like
the
that?
two.
Yeah.
It's one of the local colleges there. So
This usually goes out to Arizona with AB.
yeah, but I think this is her last year that she's graduating or something like that. But
Makes sense.
I don't know. I don't know all the rumors. It's just rumors that fly around.
Yeah.
You know how disc golf is.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. But I know that he's from this area. Well, Wisconsin.
Minocqua.
Yeah. But from my understanding, he's in Green Bay now.
Oh,
so
cool.
We've reached out to him as DoorDisc and just said, hey, we'd love to have you in if you're ever interested. And
Be interesting if he'd showed up to like putting league or something.
right. Exactly. So we've put out the feeler just to see if he wants to do anything. But, it's Adam Hammis. Like,
Yeah.
he can do what he wants to do.
Yeah, exactly.
He can do what he wants to do. So, yeah, I think outside of that, I mean, I don't really have much else. It was awesome weekend for disc golf. Shorewood was awesome. Pro Tour Championship was, I haven't watched, like actually sat down and watched disc golf in a long time. And I was just laying in bed one day. I got in bed at like 6 at night one night. I've been so tired, man. I got in bed at like 6 at night one night, and then I just watched the FPO final round. Okay. I mean, MPO final round. And it was awesome. It was really good to watch. And then, yeah, so I think that's about all I got. We got all the Halloween fun glow stuff at the shop, doordisc.com. And in Green Bay shop, it's on North Military Trail, or Military Avenue. And then we got a whole load of Zuga stuff. We got all new Pico and Zing Mini, or Pico Minis, so the Zing Minis coming in. We have 3 different sizes coming in with the DoorDisc logo on them. Innova, I believe, DD House of Disc just got. We got some of the zero gravity stuff. Which,
oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Have you touched any of that stuff yet?
A Saint today actually.
It is so light.
Yes, I could not believe it. Like I picked it up and I was like, it felt like nothing almost.
It truly almost feels like nothing.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Still has some grip to it.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's not like it felt not like totally gritty to me. I was like, this almost feels rubber blendish, Luna like.
You know what it reminds me of?
Yeah,
Lima.
Oh yeah,
it just doesn't have the.
Yes. Okay, that's a good way of putting it. Yes. For sure.
So if any of you have ever felt Lone Star discs, Lima, which is our lightweight plastic.
Yep.
It has the same feel as Lima, but it's not rubbery.
Right.
Like it doesn't. It's not like it doesn't feel like a gasket.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt like Lima to me. I was like, man, this feels like Lima, but good. Like it feels like a good plastic. Yeah. I think Bjorn had one, and I took Bjorn's and threw it off a hole 6. And I threw it on a pretty big hyzer. And I was kind of throwing like real deep hyzer, and I was trying to go around the 2 trees.
Okay.
I threw it on hyzer, and it went almost immediately up and over. And I ended up on hole 4's fairway.
At Wildberry?
At Wildberry.
Wow.
So throwing to 6's basket, I ended up on hole 4's. And so for perspective, it's about probably 200 feet to the right of the basket. And when I released it, it was online for 6. It's not like I yanked it over. It was online for 6. It rolled up in the sky and just kept going.
Gosh.
It is, yeah. But it still had finish. It was funny. At the end, it flattened out and landed in those trees. Like if you make a bad shot coming down 5's tee shot and you end up in the left side, like all that bush, that's where it was.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. So it would be fun to just take it out into the middle of a field and just throw.
Because it's like, what, 140 grams? Or like,
I think it
there?
is, yeah.
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 Oh,
it
unreal.
was great plastic. So, yeah. But all the Halloween budgets, all the MVP stuff, we are bringing in the Innova Glow. So, yeah, well, I'm pretty sure we're bringing in some Innova Glow. I don't know if we've actually placed the order yet. And then I know that we placed another big MVP order, roughly about $2,000 worth of discs. And that will be in, and a small Discraft order. Those should be in, well, MVP probably won't be until after the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Because everything takes so long. So here is how I feel that we can tell MVP is doing pretty darn well. They're the only one that take 6 to 8 weeks to get. Every other company, we get them within about 5 days. Almost every other company. I think that just has to do with order volume. Or
could be
really bad at the distribution thing. But I don't see that to be the case.
Right? They have a new warehouse and it's huge.
Because the first 2 orders I ever made with them back in the day, we got it like that. Because they're only
Michigan.
They're just right across the pond from us.
Yeah.
So it's not that far for us. So we usually get it in about 2 days, like 2 days shipping time. And I think we got ours within about a week and a half, the very first 2 times we ordered. It's 6 to 8 weeks now.
Jeez.
6 to 8 weeks. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
So remember, Innova was to that point at one time too. Like when they were releasing all the new Halo stuff. And like you couldn't even order Innova at times. So, but yeah, So outside of that, I don't know if I have anything else.
Cool.
That's how I end it. Oh, we do have new apparel as well. I don't know if I talked about that. So we got new sweaters and shirts and all that fun stuff too. So got all kinds of fun stuff. So doordisc.com.
Nice.
Check that thing out. Or doordiscgolf.com. Or I don't know if I have any more URLs.
Okay.
I was going to say, but I don't. So, oh, I do. DGC.com. Door Disc Golf Club. DG dash.
Oh boy.
Golf Club. DGGC. So DG-GC.com. I have that one as well. That was one. It's really helpful if I can't remember it.
Yep.
All right. They all go to the same website, so doordisc.com. And JP, anything fun, exciting, or inspirational to leave us on?
Oh, I was just...
Oh, wait, or do you have more?
No, I was just going to say, if anybody's got any fun off-season topics to discuss or any ideas of things you'd like us to talk about or people to talk to, perhaps, email us, direct message us on Instagram or wherever. Night_owls_pod. Yeah. It's been a while since I've talked about that. So, yeah, hit us up.
Yep. And then door_disc_golf. There's a couple people. So we have industry people as well that we can talk to. Let us know if you're interested, because there's a couple people that we can reach out to and we can have pretty good conversation with. And we have some, like I have some kind of old school, like in the prime media people too that we can probably have good conversations with. So just let us know and we'll try to reach out and make some connections, because actually Caddy Disc Golf told me, he's like, weren't we supposed to do a podcast together? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I'll still do it. So,
when was that?
Today.
Uh-oh.
I was chatting with him and he was like,
really?
I'll still do it. I was like, yeah, love to, man. That'd be awesome. I think it'd be fun to have a conversation
We
with
had
him.
Ryan here once.
When he was here.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he would, because we were going to do it again.
Okay.
And yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep. And then I'm sure I could get Josh Hofstra, see how
It's been a while.
Dropship and
Yeah.
because
Meridian.
Bobby and I talked to him.
Okay, yeah.
Remember that? And then, but I'm sure we could get him back. I'm sure I had no problem having a conversation. So if it's anybody we've had on, I guess we could reach out to Holland Hanley.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'd want to talk to us or not. She'd be like, who are you guys?
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about this because next year USWDGC is at Silver Creek. If we were to ever come up to her and be like, hey, do you remember when you came on our show? Just be like, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. She'd be like, who are you guys?
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah. I'm sure she would remember, because I don't think she's been on a lot of shows. I don't catch her name on a lot. I mean, I think Smashbox had her. And,
yeah. Anytime, I know Nick and Matt for sure.
Yeah.
Tour Life, she's been on a couple times. But yeah, I don't know.
I love listening to her. I think she's fun. She's down to earth. I like hearing her talk for the most part. So it'd be enjoyable to have her on again. I'm trying to think of who else. There's probably plenty of people.
I'm just wondering if I could just reach out through Instagram and be like, hey, we'd like to have you on or whatever, and just worth a shot.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Good to have another good conversation with her. Yeah, so just anybody, let us know. We'll reach out to him. I mean, if you want to try to reach out to Adam and see if we'll get him on too, I'm fine with that. Hamas. Actually, I think that'd be a hilarious conversation to have with him. And I would ask him if he remembers standing on the Riverside deck.
Yeah.
Throwing these absolute bombs as I'm this 30-year-old guy just watching this 12-year-old kid just throw these absolute heaters and just going I have no hope. There's no way I'm going to be good ever compared to him.
Yeah.
So, all right. I don't have anything else.
Oh, real quick, favorite Halloween movie?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh. Dang, I'm really going to have to think about this.
Uh-oh.
Favorite Halloween movie is Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just been that movie I've always liked. Anytime it's on, I watch it. If I'm like flipping through and it's on, I watch it. So, yeah. What about you?
Beetlejuice.
Oh, it's a good one too.
We watched that, and then Nightmare Before Christmas, the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Halloweenish. It's Christmas. Like, it's kind of
Jack Skeleton.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't watch a ton of horror movies, but
I do. Yeah. I mean, I did, but I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I like the Beetlejuice one. Did you ever watch the new one?
No.
I did.
It's available to rent now on Amazon, so we might do it.
Yeah. So my cousin has this thing called Plex. Have you ever heard of Plex?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before.
My parents have it.
Oh, okay. Well, he has Beetlejuice on there. And I was like, oh, sweet. And I just watched it the other night.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. It's good. I wish the ghost couple was still there, but I don't remember in the original movie that they were a ghost couple. I thought they were like her aunt and uncle or something like that.
No, they died. No, what happened was they had the house. They owned the hardware store. They go to the hardware store. They we're going back to the house. Dog crosses in front of them. They go off the covered bridge.
Yeah.
And then so Lydia, her parents, they were talking about it in the beginning of the movie. They want to buy the house. They were rejecting the offers. They end up dying, and then they end up buying the house. So
that's right.
Yep.
Okay. That's right. See, 'cause for some reason I didn't remember that, and there's a bit of a callback to that in the newest one.
Okay.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
There's a bit of callback to it.
Right on.
And there is definitely going to be a third. There has to be.
Okay.
Like the way that it all.
Yeah.
There has to be.
Right on.
Yeah.
It just passed. Just weird movie fact. It just passed Dune 2 as Warner Brothers Studios' highest-grossing movie of the year.
Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Over Dune 2?
Yes.
Dude, Dune 2 was good.
I know a lot of people are like, "What the heck?"
No way.
Yeah, it's like up to like $740 million or something. Dude, I thought Dune 2 would be way bigger than that.
Oh my!
I don't know if that's domestic or global, but yeah.
That baffles me because I've watched both of them, and if Beetlejuice never existed, it'd be fine. Like,
right, I think
compared to Dune.
I think that's a lot of people's sentiment. Like Dune is actually like a continuation of a story. I mean, not that Beetlejuice isn't, but is it it's not a movie that was like necessarily needed.
No, and it's funny. So Beetlejuice compared to Beetlejuice, like it's almost as if they were made at the same time period. And they just held the movie, if that makes any sense. Like kind of the way they do the graphics.
I don't, right. A lot of it's because I was listening to something with Tim Burton. We're getting way off. We're almost about to end, and here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
And like the sandworms and things, that's all practical effects, like the claymation kind of stuff and
it's
all that.
Still,
yeah, it's all that,
and you can tell.
Right
like you can tell it. But what's cool about that is it holds true to the. It's kind of canon, you know, like
right.
it makes you feel like those worlds are exactly the way they were, and they still are, you know. But it's funny. There's a little bit of obsession, like in this movie, like Beetlejuice is kind of all about obsession. And I think that's kind of no, it wasn't that way in the other one. It was more about trickery. This one's more about obsession now.
Okay,
it's pretty good. I mean, but Dune compared to Dune, no chance. So, by the way, I said Beetlejuice a lot.
Yeah. Right. He's going to pop out of your garbage can or something.
Oh, it is really good the way they do Beetlejuice, like the way they introduce him back into it. It's really funny. It's like, it's a good, like, shift.
Yeah. It was funny last night. Because we were watching it with Lulu, like our 5-year-old. And my parents showed it to her another time, but like she wasn't really paying attention. So she sat with Alyssa and I were watching it, and all of a sudden he dropped the F-bomb. I was like, I don't remember that. She's like, I don't either. I was like, yeah, she wasn't really listening.
Isn't that when he's getting like killed or something like that? And he's just
I don't remember.
Oh no, it's when he gets He gets left on the model.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. And he kicks the tree over and he says something like,
"How's that for?"
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And we just kind of both look at it like, yeah.
Michael Keaton is awesome. And good for him for let's make a couple mil more.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he played some good characters. Was it Spider-Man movies that he was?
He was Vulture in the first Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. But he made a comeback. He did it in the Spider-Verse one, wasn't he? The one that just came back where all of them were in it.
Oh shoot, was he in that one?
I don't remember if he was in that one.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was one of the Vulture. I think he was Vulture in that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one in a while. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah. I watch those once and I just kind of forget because they all blend together to me.
Yeah?
Like the Spider-Man ones. I don't know why. I still think one of the best ones is McGuire.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know why.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, that one's high with Doc Ock. That's probably one of the better like comic book movies.
Yeah. I still don't quite understand why Mary Jane like just slowly rolled his thing down to kiss him. It's just a weird, awkward thing. That whole kissing scene upside down.
Yeah. In the rain.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's like on the side of a building, isn't she? Like on a fire escape or something like that?
What happened? She was in the alley or something, and Peter was going to the diner to get dinner or something like that. And she got off work, and then she was like making her way home, and like two guys jump her or something in the rain. And then Spider-Man shows up and
and does his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But you don't know it's Spider-Man because all of a sudden like he pops up behind her and he's like, "Oh, you're out doing blah 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 whatever." And
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man or something. Yeah. It was weird. Yeah. Well. All right. I think we're officially done now.
Yep.
All right. Deuces. Keep it subpar. Peace.